Hi everyone. So today I want to talk about what is the ketogenic diet. So it seems to be like the new trend lately, and there's a lot of people saying either bad stuff or not really accurate. So I want to make sure that I explain as simple as I can what it is the keto diet. So you better understand what it is and see if you actually want to try it. So, what is the keto diet? So, it is a high fat, moderate protein, and low carbs diet. So, that is when you're following the classic keto diet. Um, so in my video, you're gonna hear me say mostly like ketogenic. Use the words ketones and ketosis. I'm gonna explain what are these words, and then so that you can better understand what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna use like scientific words, just to make sure that you guys understand what it is. Okay, so now what happens? Like, how does it work? So before your body gets to burn and get to be in ketosis, there's like three types of energy that your body is going to burn. So the first one is carbs, so anything that is sugar, pretty much. So in the American diet, it is high. It is high on carbs and processed food. So your body has a limit on how much carbs it can burn throughout the day. So once it reach the maximum, like the capacity of burning carbs, it will store the excess into fat, which leads to gaining weight for us. Then the next source of energy is protein. So then again, the same thing applies. The body will burn the exact amount of protein that it can. Then it will store the excess into fat. Then again, we can also gain fat. Yeah. So the third one is ketones. So this is the best source of energy that you want to put your body in. So you want to be able to get into ketosis, but for that you need to focus on the ketogenic diet to go from stage 1, carbs, and then 2, which is the protein, and then 3, it is the ketones. So once you get into burning ketones, which is actually burning fat for your energy, this is like the best source of energy you can burn. So this is where actually you're gonna start getting the benefits of what it is to be on ketosis. So I'm gonna state like a few that I wrote down. So depending of every person though, so every person is different, so you may notice some benefit. So some of the benefits I'm going to state here earlier or later when you're getting into the ketogenic diet. So one of the benefits is losing weight. So if you are struggling with a plateau, you can say goodbye to that, because it's going to help you like removing the plateau you are in right now, and then maintaining your main goal. Then you can also experience like fat loss. So this is like one of the first things that people start to noticing is the fat loss. So with fat loss, so since like being in ketosis means that it will burn the fat that is stored and that the ketones are producing. So you're gonna start to lose fat faster. Then the other ones are, it's gonna lower the inflammation in your body due to the food that you eat, like the current diet that you may be in right now. So there are two kinds of inflammation. One is like the minor one, and then the chronic inflammation. So the minor inflammation is, sorry, so the minor inflammation is, so for example, if you have a paper cut on your finger, so you're gonna notice that your skin starting to inflame, it's gonna hurt a little bit. So this is like minor inflammation, which is normal. Then you have the chronic inflammation, which is kind of, it's kind of like, I mean, it's gonna lead to cancer and big diseases. Maybe it's not gonna be cancer for you, but you're gonna have like a lot of problems, whether it is with your gut, whether it is with your heart, high pressure, anything. Like, it can lead to a lot of big problems like that. Then it's going also to help stabilize your hormones, helps with candida, reduce risk of cancer, and it also can treat existing cancer. It's not going to maybe solve it. It depends on which stage you're in, but it can treat existing cancer. It can also help with severe acne, thyroid imbalances, it increase muscle mass. It can help also for pregnant women, just like me. You just need to adapt it to your situation, obviously. And also for your children. It's going to help also for your children. So every plan in the ketogenic diet, you can apply it according to your needs, to your situation, to your family. So it is flexible on some levels. Some people like to only follow the classic keto diet, which is a little bit more restrictive. But when you're starting, you kind of need to start with a classic keto so you get fat adapted, which I'm going to talk about that later in another video, how to get fat adapted and how you know you are in ketosis and you're fat adapted. So I'm going to explain all that in another video, but basically after you are fat adapted, so it can go between 10 to 30 days for your body to start understanding like the change, the shift that you're putting your body into. So, sorry. So between 10 to 30 days, depending on the individual. Okay, so it's going to differ from one person to another. Then where was? Oh, it's going to also normalize your appetite. So that means you can say goodbye to sugar cravings or even junk food cravings. So any kind of cravings that you may have right now and you're struggling to get rid of. So this ketogenic diet will actually normalize everything. It also helps with for women in menopause, lower insulin levels, and then improve mental clarity and focus. So this is one of the first things that people will notice when they start getting into the keto diet. So they are going to start to feel more clarity, more focus mentally, and then sleep better. So like the brain function like better when you eat fat. So I know it goes like against what we have been taught over the years, that if you eat fat, it's going to make you fat. Actually, it's not the case. The body and the brain works so great when you eat healthy fats. So I'm not saying like bad fats. You need to eat healthy fats to be on the ketogenic diet. Doesn't mean that it's going to be expensive. It can be if this is something that you want, but it's not. Okay, so I have a family of soon two, no, I have one daughter and then soon to be mom of two. So like I'm still following this according to my situation right now. Even my daughter, I'm adapting it for her. But like I said, my goal is to have a healthy family and for them to actually experience like the ketogenic diet and all the benefits that it has for them. Sorry, let me just get a sip of water. Okay. So my main goal is to have a healthy family, and I don't want to break my bank account just because I want to be healthy. There are so many great products out there, and healthy ones and high quality. That doesn't mean that you will spend a lot of money in your groceries. So that will be part of another video. I'm going to share with you how you can swap the foods that you have right now for healthy ones and where to find them at a lower cost. I'm going to give you all that. Don't worry, I got your back. So now there's also three other things I want to say about the benefits. Is it can also help if you are an athlete, or if you're not an athlete, like you're not in the NBA, for example. So whether you are doing CrossFit, whether you're exercising 5 or 6 days a week, maybe you're doing a lot of weightlifting, or you just love to be in a state of, like high performance. So this ketogenic diet is actually going to help you a ton. Athletes actually use that kind of diet to boost their performance, and it helps like a ton. So it helps if you're an athlete or someone that is active. Obviously, when you're in a ketogenic diet, we also suggest that you do some sort of exercising, because I strongly believe that if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, exercising, even if you're only doing 3 days a week, even if it's yoga or anything else that might be like a light exercise, it's important to exercise every day or like a couple of times a week, because it's part of to have a healthy lifestyle, right? So, okay, now the other two things is it's going to help people with food obsession. So what I mean by food obsession, there's a lot of different ones, obviously, but two main ones are like binge eating, emotional eating, and for some people, when they are starting a diet, whether it is with the ketogenic diet or the paleo one or any other one out there, some people start to, calculate every single thing they eat, track every single bit that goes in and out of their bodies, the macros, that sort of thing. So if this is something for you, if you love to track the food that you eat and your macros and everything else in between, and you're fine with it and you don't feel like you're obsessed, that's fine. You can keep doing it if for you feel that you're balanced. But for some people, when they do that, when they're starting a new diet, or they've been used to track, some people, like, they don't feel good doing it. They feel like it's more like they are forced, and it's not fun anymore to eat. So now that kind of like backfire, if I can say, because you want to have results, but then if you're if you keep like doing, tracking and stuff, and it makes you unhappy, then like you need to switch that. It doesn't mean like you're gonna get obsessed, but for me, for example, I don't like to track. I know that I did that once. I was starting to measure everything, and it just, for me, it took like the fun out of cooking, like cooking meals, and even like having fun doing that, like sharing and everything else. So for me, it's not for me. Like I won't be tracking anything. I know personally how much I need to eat and everything, but I'm not gonna go like overboard and track every single detail. But it can lead to obsession at some point. And some people are just miserable that way. So if it's not something for you, if you don't feel like, that tracking is for you, then just don't do it. Have someone, a nutritionist or an expert, just to keep you on track. Or you can even message me and I will keep you on track, whether you want to do with the ketogenic diet or another diet, for example. But yeah, so, and then the last thing is people with severe allergies. So that's going to help them a ton regarding their allergies. Now, there is a lot more of benefits on being on the ketogenic diet. For example, the other one that just came up to mind is if someone has diabetes type 1, it can actually, with time, remove it. With type 2, this you might need to be followed by the doctor more closely, but it actually can help you with that. I cannot say it will remove it or anything else, but you still need to be followed also with a doctor, obviously. And before you even start any kind of diet, I'm not only talking about the ketogenic diet, but when you want to start like a diet, make sure that it is okay for you to do it according to your situation and your health condition, before you attempt anything. That goes with the same thing with exercising. So with that being said, I hope this is more clear for you guys. So just let me know if you have any questions below in a comment. I'm going to make sure to answer it if you are live with me. If you're not live with me and you're just watching like the replay, you can still comment below on the in the comment under that video. I'm going to answer it in our group on YouTube or anywhere else. I will put that video. I will answer personally to your question. Now, the other thing that I want you guys to do is a quick exercise. Actually, you're going to test in 2 days how your body will, body and brain, how your body and brain actually, they will react when you're going to eat certain type of breakfast. So on day 1, I'm going to give you like 2 ideas of recipes to try. Don't worry, it's not something that goes overboard. It's pretty simple to get. Probably you'll already have it at home. So on day 1, the first recipe you can test, you can choose from one or the other, is oatmeal with water, a fruit, a protein powder, or if you do not have a protein powder, you can cook some egg whites and you mix that into your oatmeal. The second one you can try, if you don't want to go with the oatmeal option, is if you love smoothies, then you go with a smoothie with protein powder, tablespoons of flaxseed or even chia seeds. Now that's test 1. So day 1, you choose one or the other recipe. You test how long it takes you to want a meal or a snack after you ate that breakfast. You also test like how you're feeling, like meaning your brain. Do you focus more? Are you getting like not obsessed with food, but like you're starting to thinking like you want sugar or junk food or anything else? Like, do you start thinking about food? Maybe not like in an obsession way, but just like you're starting to think about that, and so that's day one. So test that, write it down. If you're doing that little test, I want you to share it with me. I would love to know like which day you feel better. And on day two, there are two different recipes again for breakfast. The second one might be quite like weird, but it's good, but it's weird to start a day like this because we're not used to it. So the first recipe is bacon, eggs with a small sauté of greens. So meaning by greens, it can be kale, asparagus, for example. What you can do is you cook your eggs in the leftover of bacon grease. Okay, so this is the first option. The second one is skin on chicken thighs with raw celery on the side, obviously. With that, you're gonna dip your raw celery stick into either a nut or any other seed butter. Now I want you to do the same thing as day one. Like start noticing and writing down how you're feeling in your body, how long it lasts before you want a snack or another meal, and how your brain is focusing. How is it? Do you have more clarity? Are you focusing more? Do you have more energy? How are you actually feeling? So write these down and test out these two ways. Like I said, it's not something. They are like these ingredients are pretty simple to get. If you don't have it at home, it doesn't cost like an arm and a leg. So you can test it for yourself first before you even go into the ketogenic diet, and that's going to give you like an understanding. So my bet is that you will feel a lot more better on day two because it is high on high quality fat, and versus on day one there's not a lot of fat in that in one of those breakfasts. But when you do add the good fat on day two, my bet is that you actually will feel better on day two, and you would want to continue on day two as well. And then so after that, just share that with me in the comment. I would like to know like how are you feeling when you're doing on day one and day two. So if you have any questions or maybe something I said was not clear, just let me know. In a comment below, whether it is on YouTube, Facebook, or in our private community on Facebook. Just let me know, and I will gladly answer any questions at all. So anyways, so hope that was helpful for you guys, and it is like you understand better what it is, a ketogenic diet. So have a nice day. Bye-bye.